up, y'all? It is Weekly Wallet Wagers. It's a special WWW episode. Today is Black Friday. I am with the one and the only, the
Banker.
John. That's perfect, bro. Like, we didn't even time that out or anything. I was just hoping you were going to, perfect. Guys, we're with the Banker. You heard me? Jonathan, coming at you live from John. And where in Colorado are you broadcasting from tonight?
I'm out of Parker.
Out of where?
I live in Parker, Cherry Hills. It's like the third richest part of the U.S. It's crazy. Every time I go to,
I love how you sold that.
Like
yeah.
3 or 4 McLarens. It's crazy.
That's good. Well, it's funny, McLaren spending money. That's actually our subject that we wanted to talk about today. Today is this one dreaded, crazy day of the year, John. Most Americans know it or call it, or at least the retailers refer to it as Black Friday. Now, as John and I sit here across the country from one another to kind of dissect this, there are people that are literally that haven't slept in 24 hours, that are fighting each other in stores right now, that are that have been hunting around for deals all day, that have not only spent their entire net worth, John, but that have probably maxed out all of their credit lines and financing options just to divulge into today's spending. John, I'm usually the outlandish one on this show. You're the sincere voice of fiscally responsible voice of reason on the show. Tell us what you think about what's going on right now, and what do we need to take away from this?
I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of consumerism, I guess.
Me neither. That's why I just turned to spit over to you.
I think people probably shouldn't spend money they don't fucking have. Louder for the back. It's, I see accounts all day, every day. I look at it all the time, and I see people willing to go negative for, simply getting those deals. And it's I don't even think the deals are worth it. I mean, I really don't. I think Black Friday is such a traditional. It's like a shopping experience that's falling behind, and it's it boggles my mind that people literally set up tents outside of stores and they'll spend the night.
I forgot. That's one of the things. Online shopping has been so big the past few years. I forgot the whole tent thing was even But you're right. It's so silly.
It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. There's websites from that same store. I could just simply purchase.
With free shipping, right? You're not even paying extra to get it to your house.
I can purchase the same device or same item on their website. Okay.
Without spending gas money, right?
With the same deal, and get it shipped to my house for free, and I don't have to drive to the store. I don't have to wait in a line. And I mean, granted, if you like that experience, I'm here for it. I guess it's something people like to do. But for me, I don't know. I think it's kind of silly. I think if you're gonna do it, you're not doing it to wait for a deal that might be good in the store. You're doing it because I guess it's kind of fun to sit there and wait in a line and have everybody the moment that the mall opens or something.
John, I don't want to go off subject here real quick, but as we're proving the point about how outlandish this is, what you were describing kind of reminded me of what people used to do when Apple would release a new iPhone or a new product. They would have people that would be waiting outside those stores, all around the world for days. For a darn phone that eBay would have sent you and had if you would have ordered off their website, they would have still had you delivered to your house the same day. Because if you purchase something, order it from Apple, they will arrange to have it shipped out early so it arrives to you, on the day that it actually is released. But yeah, crazy. So one thing I do want to take away from this. So you are the banker here. You as you mentioned, I think earlier in the bit, you deal with consumer accounts. You deal with the spending and the institutional side of this. How many people are going to be calling their credit union over the next week disputing charges for things that they couldn't afford when, over the last 48 hours? And what do those poor decisions look like inside the financial institutions?
Really, I don't see a lot of disputes. And I mean, I guess from my organization or what I do, I tend to just refer them back to the merchant. Look, the merchant, dispute should be looked at as a last resort. because of the way that it's filed, who investigates it, and the way it's conducted. It's kind of brutal for the merchant, and it always takes the side of the consumer, no matter what you think. Like, if a consumer thinks like anytime they dispute a charge, it's like, oh, they're automatically assuming we're wrong. Definitely not. And I think if you dispute a charge because like you couldn't afford something, I mean, better. Like, there's digital banking. There's never a day where like I go without looking at my bank account. Like, even if I know I haven't made a purchase or made any moves or anything, like I still pull it up and open it. Every single financial.
What is that, John?
Huh?
What is that? We're slowly kind of dissecting your head on this show, and we'll let's dissect that real quick. So because it's not really about you. I think that it's very, very common. What you just said, it's a statement that you represent and identify with most Americans. With that is the need, to check your account daily online. As a banker, as well as a consumer, why is it that people do that?
Well, it's important in the aspect, like if you buy a lot of stuff, you should probably be checking your balance all the time. Things adjust, but it's also important for fraud.
Okay. Because I was going to ask. I mean, is it really like are people doing this, to be financially responsible, or is the mindset saying how much do I have so I know how much I can spend? So like, is it a poor decision, or is it a wise financial decision? The psychology behind people doing that.
I like to think that people do it because they don't want to spend more than they have. But but do I know if that's true?
I love how you phrase that, banker. Yes. I'd like to think is how you started that.
I would like to think, yeah. I hope, I wish, but yeah. It's just important to check your balances. I don't really see any bad things for doing it unless you're trying to like on the phone with Microsoft tech support, and they're asking you to buy $10,000 worth of gift cards from Apple or something. Sure. Then don't check your balance. Stay away from your account. But
by the way, guys, the holiday, we're kind of in between holidays right now. These phone scams are. John brings up a very, very good point. These phone scams are a very, very prevalent thing. They're becoming. Really, you would think with laws and technology they would have slowed down, but they're really only becoming more prevalent and crafty with time. So John brings up a fantastic example here. If you get a call from somebody, that is Apple tech support or Microsoft tech support, and they're wanting you to buy $10,000 in Apple gift cards for their competitor, that's probably a red flag right there that maybe you ought to look into that.
Yeah, it's a huge red flag, but the craziest thing about either that or checks, kiting. People will have somebody on Snapchat message them, be like, hey, this is a quick way to make some money. All you have to do is deposit this $1,000 check. The financial institution only puts a $500 hold on it. You withdraw the $500, send it to them, check bounces, and then you're negative $500 or negative $1,000. Like, it's crazy. It's just like those are the things to stay away from. And like I would think that they're like, oh.
Part of me like, this is so bad to say, and I know this was not right financial advice, banker, but like part of me almost like thinks like, what was it, Darwinism, the laws of natural selection? Like, if you're dumb enough to still fall for that, like,
dude, it happens all the time. And
to be fair, these scams get a lot more fancy than they used to. We started on this whole bit, John, with the scam of Black Friday and how, advertisers and retailers, change and manipulate prices and their presentation and things to get you to be spending money that you don't have. And we could go on, with this all day long. But yeah, John, and so as we cap it off here on Black Friday, what is probably the biggest thing that consumers need to remember as these deals close and as we start another entire fiscal year, as the calendar goes back around for us to save, reset, and be prepared for another one of these days coming another 364 days from now?
I guess the first step would be obviously make sure you have enough money. Check your app before you go shopping. Like, if you let's say you see a TV for $1,000 when it's normally $2,000, but you only have 500 in your account. That's a good indicator that you probably shouldn't buy it. You know, and like, I don't really think it's something worth going into credit card debt for. Like, it really isn't.
You know, if you can't afford it the other days of the year, you probably still can't afford it on Black Friday.
Especially with technology. I think technology in general, like, people probably shouldn't. I look at it and I'm like, this thing is going to get old in about a year. You know, this will be, it's like, what's that term? Catching up with the Jones.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, hey, if y'all write anything down from this episode, remember, tech does not work the same way as fine wine.
Yeah, so.
Not get better with age, y'all.
Does not depreciate, you know, like, but yeah, I guess checking your balances, making sure you're like making smart decisions when spending things, or buying things, not spending things. I don't know why I said that. Just making those smart decisions. Because long term, you've got to look at it as like, okay, we have Black Friday now. You could be doing your Christmas shopping, which is also another topic we could talk about. Because Christmas, crazy. Buying a turkey, crazy. Prices, crazy. You know.
I don't even know why people still eat turkey. Like, it's just a general lunch meat. It's a dry poultry, and it's not something that we're excited about any other day of the year for valid reasons.
All
so,
right, we can't. I literally have a turkey sandwich like every day. Well,
I know we're polar opposites on this show. It's what makes us good too. Y'all, this has been our special Black Friday episode. I've got to go because I actually have to go finish my shopping, so I'm gonna have to cut this short. Banker, thank you for joining us. We'll see y'all next time here on Weekly Wallet Wagers.